So sometimes I was confronting people because I want them to know that you don't play with me. Don't play with me. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Shelcia, your sister in Christ. I'm a faith-based content creator, and in today's video, we'll be talking about toxic traits. Toxic traits. Please do not forget to subscribe and like the video because it helps a lot. We all have toxic traits. Unfortunately, most of us are not aware of them. My family is toxic. My friends, this friend is toxic. You can be toxic. No, you and that, you guys are toxic. But what about us? What about you? I was meditating in few things that my friends and people that are very close to me were complaining, and I realized that these are very toxic things, regardless if I think it's normal. I think the first one would be isolation. Oh God, I like to isolate myself. I tend to isolate myself when I'm not okay. We have this excuse. There are times that God is separating us, so people need to understand, actually this is very wrong, because separation and isolation are not the same thing, right? Because God separates you. God does not isolate you. Okay? So we mix things up. It is okay to have your own moment. It is very important for us to have that moment that we separate ourselves, not isolate ourselves. Because isolation is different than separation. It's not the same thing. When you just disappear and you don't tell people anything, you are actually not separating yourself, you're isolating yourself, because people care about you, because people get worried about you, because people are concerned. What is going on? Why she's doing that? Why he's doing that? Is there something wrong with me? And sometimes blaming themselves. So we need to be mindful about that if we really love our friends, our family. And because I'm not gonna lie, I was ghosting people. I'm telling you, I was definitely. And separation, when it comes from God, you don't ghost people. You do not ghost people. See, it is okay to have your own moment. It's okay for you to separate yourself. I'm saying separate, not isolate. Separate yourself to understand the voice of God in the midst of the crowd. Because sometimes it's very hard to understand God when people are always talking, people are always giving opinions, suggesting things. And we need to understand God. We need to understand His voice. I believe that it is okay to say, listen, I will be okay. I just need a little bit of time. I just need some space. People will definitely understand you. Sometimes we think it's annoying. People are always like, why not picking up the phone? Why not doing this? Why not doing that? Why you like this? Why, because they don't know. Because they are seeing that we are isolating ourselves, that we decided to be away from them. How many people have committed suicide? How many people? A lot. A lot of people. Because of these things of isolating themselves. Because of this thing of ghosting people. Like, things are not right with you. Life is like that. Sometimes things are not going well. But the way we deal with moments like this, it speaks a lot. It speaks volume. I've been telling myself, they have the right, if they love you, Shelcia, they have the right to be concerned. They have the right to be worried about you. Sometimes you just need to be flexible. I was very cool with that, like ghosting people when I'm not okay. Because for me, it's like, it's my life. I need time, I need space. Is this one I've been saying, God, help me. There are things that we need to learn, and there are things that we need to learn as a woman and man of God. In my childhood, if you do something to me that I don't like, that I don't feel comfortable, that hurts me, I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it in my heart. Every time that you do something, I'm gonna keep it. But the day will come that you will do something very small. But because I was keeping things in my heart, the way I'm gonna react, you will ask yourself, but I just did this. Why is she reacting like this? Yeah. Because the problem is not what you did now. The problem is what you have been doing to me. And it's happened, remember, it's happened to a friend. And this friend, she was doing things that was hurting me. I was not ignoring, because ignoring things is to let it go. I believe that when you ignore something, you are letting it go. It's like, that's fine, don't mind it, I won't mind it. But when you keep things, you are not ignoring, you are actually keeping things. So I was doing that. I was thinking that I was ignoring, but I was keeping this in my heart. I was keeping. I remember there was a day that she did something very small. The way I reacted, and she didn't want to talk to me again. Because actually, in my mind, I was like, enough is enough. Today you will listen. Since I realized that was killing me, I was like, no, I cannot live like that. I need to be able to talk to people, to communicate, to say, like, I don't like this when you do this. I don't like when you do that. I don't like when you talk to me like this. I remember that I decided to change. I was like, this is toxic. But toxic for me, for myself. The other person can also be toxic for the other person, but most for me, because I'm the one who is keeping things in my heart. So I was doing this, and I realized that if I continue with this kind of behavior, I'm gonna spoil all the relationship that I have. So I decided to change. But when I changed, I forgot something. Confrontation. When, how, and why. When I decided to change, I forgot these 3 questions. I was just confronting people, like sometimes in a wrong moment, sometimes not in a good way, and sometimes with the wrong reason, the wrong motives. So I understand that if you don't know when, how, and why you're confronting people, you will have a lot of problems. And this is what I was facing. And I'm still learning. This time I'm not unlearning. This time I'm learning these 3 questions. The point here is me to make myself clear enough so that you understand that, okay, my behavior towards her is not okay. My behavior is not healthy for our relationship. This is the goal. I think this has to do with emotion, how we'll deal with our emotion. And I was seeing myself doing this all the time. I'm angry, I'm just gonna confront people. No, you will mess things up. And the Bible tells us, be angry, but do not sin. Be angry, but do not sin. How can I be angry and not sin? Yes, when you know when to talk, how to talk, and why to be. Praying so much, like I've been praying, so God, please help me. Don't help me to not allow my emotion to lead me. Like the Bible tells us, we need to have self-control. Self-control is very important. I've been fighting with this. I've been praying God till now. Guys, you don't know, like you have no idea. I used to like confrontation. I'm gonna address whatever you did. You did this, you did that. Please don't do it anymore. But the last question, why, it's very important. Sometimes you want to confront people because you want to make them feel the same thing or the same way we felt. This is wrong. As a Christian, as a man, woman of God, this is very wrong. We are not supposed to do this. We are not supposed to confront people to make them feel bad as we felt. We are not confronting people to make them feel the same way we felt when they talk to us. We are not paying back. No, we are confronting people to let them know that their behavior and whatever they are doing is not okay. So we do this with love. We do this with love. I repeat, not for them to know you. It's for them to understand that they made a mistake, they are wrong, and they need to change their approach or their behavior towards you or towards that situation. So the Bible tells us that we need to do things with love. So this is something that I've been learning. So sometimes I was confronting people because I want them to know that you don't play with me. Don't play with me. So, and that was very carnal. I think the last one will be downplay people's feeling. Hold on. When I say downplay people's feeling, I'm saying in terms of, for example, you come to me and you have an appointment to do your makeup, and the makeup artist say to you, no, unfortunately I will not make it because of this, because of that, and I'm seeing you stressing out because of this, I tend to be like, why are you stressing out? You can find another artist, another makeup artist. Why are you stressing out? So I know that we have different way of dealing with disappointment, with pain, and this is something that I was saying in the beginning. I have the tendency of dealing with problems very different than people from my age. I've been reading a book. I'm gonna put the link below. This book is helping me to understand why do I do the things that I do, because for every behavior there is a cause, not only a cause but also purpose. There is a goal that you want to achieve unconsciously. And I was asking myself, why do I do this? Why, for example, if I see someone is stressing out, someone is disappointed for something, and in my point of view, it's a small thing, tend to be like, why are you stressing about this? Being dramatic. This is very bad, guys. This is very bad. This is not something that I do always, but realizing sometimes I do this. I tend to be like, we can fix this. You know that we can fix this. So why are you crying? Why you getting desperate? There is a point that I was missing. People is coming from a different background. My background made me the woman that I am. My background shaped me. The way I talk, the way I think, the way I do things. Our background shape us. Only God to reshape. Only God to help us. There are people, because of their background, because of their childhood, they don't know how to deal with things. They stress out. They get desperate. They don't know how to manage or to deal with the emotion. And me, I'm coming from a background, since my childhood, I had to learn. I'm always thinking like, I need to be ready if things does not go according to what I'm expecting. I need to be ready. If I've seen that things are not going according to what I'm expecting, so I will change my mind and I'll be like, okay, if things does not work according to what you expect, that would be okay, Shelcia. You don't need to freak out. You don't need to panic. You don't need to stress out. This is what I tell myself. So, and because of this, I realize that I do the things I do because I expect people to do the same, to think the same way. And we are different. I had to learn this by force. Because I was getting disappointed. I was getting disappointed over and over and over and over. I was mad at God. I couldn't even pray. I couldn't even talk to God because I was angry. I was mad. I was disappointed because things did not work according to what I expected. So because of this, I had to learn to understand that it is okay. You can cry. You can be sad. But you don't need to panic. You don't need to stress out. You don't need to get crazy just because you are under pressure. You are allowed to show your emotion. You are allowed to feel sad. But you don't need to stress out. What are you going to change? Can you change? You're freaking out. Okay, cool. You're stressing out. But is this going to change the situation? So for me, when I look at things, for example, someone is freaking out, sometimes is stressing out for a very small thing, in my view, I will be like, Jesus. Okay, let's think about a plan B. A is not working. Let's think about plan B. I have a video when I talk about plan B. In that video, I was saying that I'm a queen when it comes to have a plan B. But this is something can be good. But just need to know how to deal with people when it comes to the sadness. Let's not downplay people's feeling, because sometimes people be like, oh, but she never understand me. Oh, he never understand me. Oh, if I go to him, he will be like, this is very simple. You're stressing out for nothing. we can push people away because of this kind of behavior. So we need to ask God for a strategy to help people in their failure, disappointment. I heard someone talking about downplaying people's feeling, and I was like, I actually do that. So yeah, guys, this is my toxic traits, not mine. This is the toxic trait that I saw in me, and I've been working on it. Of course, there are more, and I'm sure that you also have yours. So let's just work on this. Let's just pray for God to help us. I pray for all the people under the sound of my voice to be aware of their own toxic trait. The question is, how am I gonna know that this is toxic? You just need to pay attention. Think about it. What are the things that people are always complaining about me? Then you see that your behavior can be toxic. I hope you like the video. Please, God, again, do not forget to share the video. Share in your platforms, your WhatsApp, your Instagram, your TikTok, your whatever. Please do not forget to share the video. Do not forget to subscribe, to like the video, because it helps me a lot. Always remember, God is a good Father.